welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the science fiction horror film M3GAN. Now this is directed by Gerard Johnstone, and it is about a lifelike AI doll that is given to like an orphan girl, and then suddenly like terrifying situations begin to happen. Now the film itself is about like this robotic known as Gemma, and she works for this company that makes like I think dolls and so on. Now she also makes this artificial doll which she calls M3GAN. Then eventually like her sister and her husband, I believe, they get like into an accident. They had a daughter, but they get into like an accident because you can see the car accident when it happens. And then like their daughter becomes an orphan. So she decides to take the daughter in, who is known as Katie. So that's what the girl is called, is Katie. Once Katie joins Gemma at her like house or so, Gemma begins to like get closer and closer to her. And then she introduces her to the doll known as M3GAN. So of course like M3GAN becomes like very like close to like Katie and so on, and it's amazing how like the intelligence and the things that the doll M3GAN can do, because she's like very like lifelike. The technology behind like the character itself is like awesome. But of course, you know, it turns out like terrifying like consequences begin to happen, because the doll M3GAN gets very protective of Katie, because she's actually programmed to be like there for Katie, like, and to protect the girl and all that kind of stuff. So she at one point where she eventually becomes like very overprotective. So if anything like anybody tries to bother her, attack her, be mean to her, M3GAN gets very aggressive and even kills, you know. But yeah, I thought this was it was a pretty decent film. And I remember seeing like the trailers for it and so on. I thought it was it looked pretty cool and awesome, you know. And I know it was like from producers like James Wan and like Jason Blum. So right there, that knew there's gonna be like kind of some potential for this particular film. And I think the look of M3GAN herself, the way she looks, I think looks pretty cool. Like the visual effects. So, and I'm still not too sure how they really did it, you know. I know they have somebody providing like her voice, and at the same time I know they have somebody, I think, physically like probably like motion capturing her too, because I think some of it is like visual effects, especially like her face itself, but I didn't really look into all that kind of process of it. But yeah, the film does start Alyssa Williams as Gemma, and she's like the roboticist and the inventor of M3GAN. She's the one who actually creates M3GAN. Then you have Violet McGraw, and she plays Katie, and that's Gemma's like recently orphaned niece, the one she takes in because her parents were like killed like in a car accident. And then you have Amy Donald, who plays like M3GAN, or provides a voice or whatever for well, actually she play, yeah, I think she plays M3GAN, but Jenna Davis provides the voice of M3GAN. Then you also have Ronnie, I think, Ching, who plays Gemma's boss at this toy company that she works for, because he's like a very like kind of like mean boss, and he wants him to get things done and get certain stuff like that. And then he finds out about the M3GAN doll, and of course he wants Gemma to bring the doll into like production, you know, basically where they can actually reveal it to like the world. There's also like other characters and stuff in the film too I want to touch on, but I'm not going to touch on. But I do like the film being that it's like a science fiction horror film, and it is PG-13 too, so that's nothing kind of cool about it. So it's not overly bloody or like overly violent or anything like that. So I thought that was kind of awesome, I must admit, that they can have this kind of film, and it do have some gory moments and like bloody moments in it, but it's still like acceptable, you know. It's not like rated R territory. But overall, I thought it was pretty cool. And like I said, the look of M3GAN is awesome and so on. And like I said, that's basically what's going on in the film. She's just like very overprotective of like Katie. And then there's like 6 situations and scenes in the film where Katie becomes like very like mean and aggressive. And some of that stuff I thought was kind of off. I couldn't believe that she could just be like this good person, and suddenly she just becomes this very mean like girl. So I thought all those kind of moments were odd. But then she did just lose her parents like in a car accident. So you know, that kind of explains why she was like that. And overall, I thought like it was a pretty solid film. I think it could have been better, because there were certain things about it I think could have been better. But at the same time, it's a pretty decent film, and it does feel like it was a well put together like production. It doesn't feel like it was like nothing like rushed or anything. Like they were trying to really make this something special, you can see, you know. But overall, in the end of M3GAN, it does have some cool kills in it. And like I said, it's not overly violent because the film is PG-13. I would definitely recommend it for fans of, I guess you could say, killer like AI dolls, or any kind of films like that, you know. And it does have like a strong comedic flavor to it too, as well as like a lot of comedy in it too. But it still is like a serious like type film, like horror science fiction film. It still is like serious. But in the end, and from my opinion, I know it's references to other like science fiction type films like this too, but I just leave it at that. I'm sure some of us can pick up on those. But in M3GAN, I kind of want to give it a C, but I thought it was a much better film than that. And I kind of want to give it a B minus, but at the same time, it feels like it should be a C. But I'm going to go and just give it like a B minus. I think it's like worth watching. And I do believe this could be a kind of film that can kind of grow on you too as well. I think M3GAN looks awesome and cool and so on. And I'm definitely looking forward to, if they do want to make more of these or anything like that. But I would definitely recommend checking this film out, though. It's a pretty solid film, decent film. And I like that it's not overly violent. And it is like violent, it's like bloody and stuff. But it's still just like PG-13 territory, so I do think that's pretty cool. But anyway, please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.